Hey peeps, it's Triple L, and today I'm here to bring you something slightly different. This time, a top moments video for the Comedy Central show South Park. Now, South Park is a show of toilet humor and satire, so I do not recommend it for younger audiences. If you're a kid, don't watch it. Wait till you're in your rebellious phase to watch it. But otherwise, yeah, South Park is a fun show. It was one of my favorites. You know, I'm very much entertained by South Park. They're almost always controversial, but they usually have some kind of point within the controversy. So, welcome to my top 5 moments for South Park episode 2, season 20, Skank Hunt. Top moment number 5 was the Heidi Turner Twitter suicide. Now, at the beginning, I really thought, oh my god, is South Park about to go there? Are they going to show this poor little girl killing herself due to dicks being drawn into her mom's face? I was pretty worried. That was going to be a really worrying situation. And thankfully, that's not what happened, because that would have been too dark. No, she just killed her phone, and along with it, she killed her Twitter. But the metaphor was there. The metaphor was established that this kind of bullying was effectively going to lead to this kind of drastic action. And because of South Park, you know, they have to simplify it to a degree to show the point. So through the use of hyperbole and metaphor, you kind of get the general gist of what's going on. And the whole idea about Twitter suicide is the running force for the kind of plot progression of the episode. So this was pretty much a framing device. It did frame what it was, and it was funny to see everyone reacting as if it was actually the serious thing. And you know, this is really a point where a person will either take offense to the subject matter or not, because technically they are still playing it in a ridiculous way. It's just that it's based on something that's not ridiculous and actually a real consequence of that kind of cyberbullying or harassment. Regardless, because it is such a topic and it does work to make someone feel uncomfortable about the matter, you know, number 5. Top moment number 4 was effectively Gerald's egomania accompanied by his whine. Now, I just do think that any segment with Gerald in it and him pretty much trying to talk about what he feels when he does his internet trolling, because as we know in this episode and last episode, he is the troll. It's interesting how he speaks about it, that what he really wants to do is stir the pot. That's kind of the mentality of a good amount of trolls that you do encounter on the internet. They just kind of want to get a reaction out of people. And seeing that that's what Gerald is fully embracing, it was funny. It was very funny. I like Gerald's whole kind of methodology behind it, and I like that he sits down, puts on a record, and sips his wine while he destroys people online. Of course, what he's doing isn't nice by any means, but it's something that happens in the world, so it has to be something that South Park tackles. Top moment number 3 was Gerald taking the challenge from the Olympian athlete. Now, that was a interesting thing. I very much liked it, only because Gerald got so invested in it and he did want to really destroy them. You know, the worst thing you could do is give these people a challenge, and Gerald got the challenge and he took it. One interesting thing was when they zoomed in on Gerald's shadow, it looks very disfigured. I wonder if that's something for the future. Top moment number 2 was Cartman begging for the life of his stuff. Now, you know, anytime Cartman suffers, it's usually a good moment, because, you know, Cartman is a horrible, horrible person. But in this particular time, I did feel really bad for him. Like, yeah, he's still manipulating the situation, but it's kind of pathetic to see him like get abused like that. And again, South Park did a pretty good fake out. I thought they were going to kill Cartman because they dug a hole, but of course they took refuge in the audacity of the situation and destroyed all his stuff. And now all the boys have the guilt of destroying Cartman's things. And poor Cartman, his screams, like, yes, this kid is horrible and I should remember that, but every season I treat these characters as if they had a blank slate and I forget all the horrible things that Cartman has done. So top moment number 2, it should be number 1, but I did feel kind of bad. Like they succeed at making Cartman look very pathetic in this particular episode. But I'm still of the opinion that Cartman might be involved with the trolling. Like, he might be the man behind Gerald. And if that's the case, that would be an interesting twist. And top moment number 1 for me was, of course, the breakup, or the mass breakups. I was actually surprised that so many people were in so many relationships. And I think that's why I put it number one, just because I was surprised to what extent this went. I did not think so many people would be like heartbroken and destroyed. They're fourth graders, but still, seeing that the girls did this was interesting. I wonder how long it will take till people realize it's not Cartman doing this. And so the breakup, everything was dramatically executed. It was a very funny sequence. And you know, I enjoyed this episode. Overall, the episode was enjoyable. I wish it was longer, just because things happened very quickly. And there were a lot of standout scenes, what with Gerald and his egomania and the cuts to real live action footage, or the whole walk up to the cabin with the boys. And in this episode, I think South Park's social message is what Butters said early in the episode. It was, you get blamed for the group you belong in even if you didn't do anything. And yeah, that is something that's happening right now. Like, you do end up getting blamed for the group that you are technically a part of. And it's a question of, is it okay for someone to be ignorant of what that group does? Or is it okay to take them accountable because they should have been able to do something about the group? It's a very weird kind of social dynamic, and you'll find people debating both sides and defending both sides. But still, it was a nice little sneak in by the creators. I think that is like the kind of episode message, like getting blamed for the group you belong in, even though you have no real part in the blame. So it'll be very interesting to see where South Park goes from here. I like that they're keeping continuity intact for this season. And yeah. So are you guys fans of South Park? If so, let me know. Let me know what you thought of this episode. And till next time, I hope you have a good day.